it's just timing with a lot of things, and it's literally, do people fuck with it that much? Just because you got 10,000 people that fuck with you, don't mean you world hot or country hot.
Right.
And I feel like that get overlooked sometime, and I hate to be that person, because then they say you hating.
Oh,
but
no.
it's really just like, bro, you might not be that hot. Well, it's the big show. Hey.
All right, let me sync one more audio point right here. All right, we good.
I just pick up where I left off.
Yeah, pick up right where you left off.
All right, guys that deviate from that cookie cutter, I respect that, because it's like you giving the people something different, not constantly just, that. I would say guys that are even further than that, you got to get creative with what you bring into the table. The people that separate themselves and it's like, all right, he did something or brought something in that was totally different, got to respect that. I would say even further, promoters that respect other promoters, in a sense of when you do certain things that may be stepping on another person's feet, even if you got to do what you got to do, you reach out.
What are some of those things? What are some of those things that might be crossing over into uncharted territory?
A lot of it is really just stealing, but in different ways. Stealing ideas. You may try to.
Is it DJs related? Because are DJs sort of do promoters have sort of like an attachment to their particular crop of DJs?
In some cases,
so
not
they feel like you pull this DJ.
Not
in,
everybody. No. Some people, and that's the thing. Respect go both ways. You at the end of the day, you can't feel like everything. It's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
It's a thin line. So what I'm saying, there's a thin line with it. Some people just feel like they created everything. You know what I'm saying? That's come on. But I would say it's just a certain etiquette to it. Yeah, guys do have their relationship with certain DJs, but I feel like me personally, I'm not that type of person. I have my certain DJs that I consistently book. I reach out to other people sometimes. If you go book one of my DJs, I'm not looking at you like, because I want to see them eat.
Right.
That's how but things like that is how you identify the janky promoter. Why you book my DJ? That's a grown man.
Right.
Why you do this? 1,000 people did this before you, and 1,000 people going to do it after you. They always show themselves. But I would say, bro, just being innovative, standing out from the crowd, choosing the people over the money. Always to an extent, of course, but a good promoter cares about the experience. I'll give you a prime example. If an event of mine is not necessarily packed how I want it to be, it's promoters that are in the shit early. All right, I'm not really trying to pay this person or this bill. Fuck it, scrap it. You just smacked everybody in the face that came.
Right.
I'm not that type of person. Experience always.
Right.
I want them, if it was supposed to be 100 people, I want the 30 people that came to feel like, this wasn't the greatest party of all time, but I had a fucking ball.
Right.
That's that kind of separates you. Caring about the experience. Just how you dress it up. Brand yourself. Don't everybody so in a rush to make money, they don't think about presentation.
Do you think that I know the conversation was heavily weighted on promoting, right?
Right.
Do you think it's fair to give you the sole title of promoter in what you do?
I mean, I used to hate it. I used to don't call me that, but I kind of got settled into it because it's not so negative as I used to think it was. I just feel like anybody can just call themselves that.
Right.
And that's why but I feel like the further that I got, where it's kind of like the stats speak for itself, the records speak for itself. You call me whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
Just put respect on it.
Put some respect on it.
That's all, yeah. So it's kind of like, it's not fair, but I get it. I am a promoter. Floyd Mayweather is a promoter. It's Mayweather Promotion. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I'm not too big on it. I would say that's one of my hats, but it's fair. I mean, ultimately it is I promote businesses. I promote events. I promote a lot of shit. So if somebody says a promoter, they're not wrong. That's something I kind of grew out of. Like I said, once I had certain things to separate me from other people, I don't care about the title.
So anymore. What are some of your other skills? Like because you do a lot. You got a lot of you you can be dropped anywhere from, and this is, I'm trying to give you your flowers for me looking outside and into your world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I'm someone that can identify like the skills or gifts or the interests or areas of interest of different people. So like, I mean, I see you do a lot of different things. I see you have a bunch of different like, and I'm not just gonna call them pages on social. These are platforms, right, within themselves, and each platform functions completely differently. But it all circumvents back to the mothership, right. So within all of these different platforms, what are all the things that you find yourself doing as a Black idea guy?
Okay, I would say like curating in general, like just coming up with ideas.
That's a skill.
That's cliche.
People don't even realize how tough that shit is.
Yeah, just coming up with like, let's do this, let's do that, let's market it this way, let's change the logo. This logo played out. Let's do this. So it's just like, I would say just generating ideas. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Branding in a sense of what direction are we going in? And it's kind of like branding is such a vague term. It's kind of like, you know what you mean when you say it, but it's like, how
do you execute it?
How are we executing it? How do we want to be viewed?
Right.
I'm good with that. So like, I guess you could call that PR a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
How do we want to be viewed, and how do we want to monetize that? Because at the end of the day, when you want to make money as a business, you're making money off what people think of you ultimately, or what separates you from the next, whatever the case may be, whether we're talking clothes, next brand, whether we're talking events, the next promoter, whatever, next venue. What is going to make people want to come spend money with us? I generate those kind of ideas. I would say even further than that, I could do the small town. I do inventory and things like that. I make websites, I graphic design, etc. I know how to network, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like.
How about on the management side? Right.
On the management,
you tackle artist management, talent management from different standpoints, and I think that's something that you and I both have like a commonality on, like sort of managing talent, right? And identifying talent,
right?
Because that's a whole thing within itself. Being able to figure out, okay, when you're someone of influence and people see you as knowledgeable about this space, everybody wants you to manage them. Everybody wants to work with you. Everybody wants you to take their career into your. They want to put their career into your hands because of what they feel you have the power to do. So, in that light, how can you say you navigate that?
I had to check myself for one. Certain things, I'm not the day-to-day. I can't be the day-to-day manager.
Right.
I can't. I got too much on my plate, number one. Number two, it's kind of like, I'm not the guy that, I'm a wing it guy. So it's kind of like, I'm not the person that want to be in charge of, you got to be here this time. I do want to call the plays, though. I can call the right play at the right time.
Right.
Yo, when this record drop, we need to hit this platform, that platform. We need to go to this spot on this day.
Right.
I need you to talk to this person. We're gonna send it. That type of thing. I took on my jeweler. I manage him now.
G6?
Yeah. Me and G6 do business now. And it's like things like that where it's kind of like, okay, let's draft up these 3D models of jewelry, send it to these, important figures. One of them might bite. If not, cool. If so, that's free promo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to buy it. So we made the money, but that's not even a big deal. A lot of people going to see that. He went to him. Oh, fuck it. I'm going to go. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So I would say I had to check myself, and that's everybody needs to kind of like consistently make sure that they in the right lane, because sometimes we jump into things, especially when you have that confidence we talked about.
Yeah.
And it's not really for you, but you don't want to admit it. And it's kind of like you just keep trying. But, I would say with the management thing, it's just more so just being somebody that knows how to get from point A to point B. That's the simplest way to put it.
Yeah.
I know how to get there. I'm not a rapper.
Right.
So I can help you get there, and then you just cut me my piece.
Right.
But yeah, that's point A to point B.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? I have conversations with a lot of people about knowing the difference between being the talent and the support, right? Like being the talent and the support. Many times, it's a huge distinction, because the support is on the admin side, right? The support isn't really worried. The support isn't fan facing, The support is back end facing, and there's a distinction because if you're going to make a business deal or you're going to work with someone on trying to come up with a solution or whatnot, the talent sort of has to worry about doing what the talent does. But there's a representative, an agent in the middle that would be the support that is facing the suits. I call them the suits, like whatever, the executives.
Exactly.
And that's a whole thing that I think we need to break down and kind of like clear the air on that, like knowing the difference between where people sit in that client or like artist, agent, executive role, like in that whole thing.
I think everybody just want to do everything.
Yeah.
And it should be a rude awakening when you realize, like we talked about earlier, you realize that either you're not cut for it, or you wore yourself thin trying to do too many things at once, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's a long list of outcomes, but it's kind of like everybody can't be the face always.
Right.
Sometimes and that's the thing. That's how you know you're challenging yourself. I'm the face almost anybody I surround myself around, but I do try to go in certain rooms where I'm not the face.
Right.
I enjoy that the most.
Right.
It's a reason why, it's not the only reason. It's a reason why I go to Miami a lot. It's a reason why I didn't go to All-Star Weekend.
You do be in Miami.
I be in Miami a lot. I went to All-Star Weekend and got humbled a few times. How much for this section? Damn, I'm gonna just jump a page in the right mission.
Yeah.
Damn, how much the park right here? Fuck, I'm gonna take the walk.
Yeah.
I would never do that here.
Right.
But it's kind of like that's how you know you growing, bro. Why you want to always? Everybody is. It's kind of like how they say nowadays the participation trophy.
Yeah.
Everybody is content, and it's kind of like, bro. Yes, it's cool to be the face, but wouldn't you want to be somewhere for once where you're not the face or you're not the decision maker?
You get a different perspective.
You learning from that guy that's the decision maker, but on a higher scale than you. You get what I'm saying? Learning from them, or even just taking some time off from everybody in your face all the time.
Right.
I don't know. That's just me, but I look at it like that's how you know you still trying to make progress when you're comfortable not being the face or you're comfortable not being the decision maker when that's usually what you are.
Yeah.
You gotta be flexible for the win. If you really want to win, some people just care about the popularity. That's another thing. As a leader, you should be able to identify who just care about the name. And that's fine. That's what they like.
Right.
And you push them toward that. But, a guy like me, I want to win. If I got to win by being the sixth man off the bench, that's what we're going to do.
That's what we winning. We going to win.
And then I'll go somewhere else after that if I want.
That's a fact. You feel me? Yo, we got about 15 minutes. Actually, like 10 minutes left.
Okay.
So now I really want to jump into something like that's like a loose topic, right? Off top, granted, the rest of the summer, what does the rest of the summer look like? Like what was your goal coming into the summer? Like, this is the summer we outside. Like last 2020, I remember, everything just being. Matter of fact, 2020, funny enough, winter 2020, you went on a whole run. Like, you was dead ass, like, you had like a whole shovel and cleaning business. Yeah. That was nuts.
I went crazy.
That was really nuts, yo.
Crazy.
But again, like, for someone that was on looking at, I'm like, yo, like, it's not about it's not about, like, you were selfless enough to say, yo, there's nothing that's above me. Like, there's no task that's above me or below me. I'm going to be doing whatever it takes to grind and get to it and put people in position.
I told you, I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to pay my bills and then still be able to do what I want to do. That's all I care, bro. If it ain't involving selling my soul, selling my ass, selling my reputation, selling those type of things, bro, I'm not. Listen, I had teenage parents. I'm not the guy that, silver spoon. I'm not that. So I'm not, if you telling me, bro, we can shovel 10 yards today and we going to go home happy. Yeah, my feet cold, but we up. We out. Yeah. But everybody's not, you just got to understand. It's just a certain mentality. I was blessed. I'll call it, you blessed to be born like that. Nobody chose to be born lazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm blessed to have been born that way, and I execute. I follow up on that. It don't matter where I go or, what things I see. I'm a hustler at the end of the day. Yeah. Because anything else is uncivilized, if you ask me. That's just me.
So let me ask you this, right? Because, like, I think one question that I had the last time I jumped on the platform for an interview, speaking to another entrepreneur too, we both had made the conscious decision. Like, yo, it was like I asked him, like, yo, when was the last time you applied for like a job? Like, do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
When was the last time?
Last time I applied for a job was summer 2019. Summer 2019, I applied for a job, and I'm happy I didn't get it.
Oh, dude.
I'm happy I didn't get it. Because that fall, bro, I went on a crazy run. But events, I think that was fall 2019, winter 2020, you know, basically September 19 all the way up until COVID.
Yeah.
March 2020. That I think that span of time kind of separated me. As far as, like I said, I felt like I had the resume now where it's like, all right, certain conversations, it got to be a certain amount of respect. And that summer, I didn't go home. So my aunt got like a big crib or whatever. So
Yeah.
I kind of was in a situation where I was trying to stay in her basement because it was like done up a little bit. I was going to try to pay rent and just stay in her basement, had that to myself. And I was on some shit like, man, I told myself after my last job, which was the summer before that, I'm not working again. It's over with.
Right.
But it's like, bro, I need some bread.
Right.
I need some bread. And the events wasn't hitting like that yet. Like,
Right.
I had a couple under my belt, but I wasn't there yet. So it's just like, damn, I need a job. I don't want a job.
Right.
But I need to get this bread. And then, like I say, on platforms, I try to like say it because it needs to be said. You never know who watching, but I don't really push that. But at the time, I was getting my money a certain kind of way.
Yeah, respect.
And it's like, all right, I'm trying to deviate from that. I'm trying to get everything right. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way, get everything right. So it's just like, all right, let me apply for these couple jobs. I applied to be work at a car dealership.
Yeah.
Went to the interview, suited up. They like my resume, but they ain't call me.
Yeah.
So that's that. I think I applied to take pictures of kids. That shit was like $18 an hour though. I was fucking with it. I ain't get that.
Yo.
I didn't have the availability. That's the thing. They asked me my availability. I ain't really trying to I'm trying to still focus on my business.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the last time. Summer 19, 2 years ago.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, I don't think I've applied for a job in the last, like, damn. Yo, the last job I applied, I willingly applied for, right? Because I'm not talking about like people trying to reach out to me and ask me for an opportunity. I get a lot of those now, believe it or not. Like people are like, yo, I think you would be great for this. Right. And I'm like, I don't know. Because yo, it's all about freedom. It's all about freedom with me, man.
Bro, I'll quit the fuck out of job.
Oh, do you quit the
You got one time to inconvenience me and I missed out on some.
I'm out.
That's why I don't even do it no more. Bro, I quit. I worked at Nike summer 2018, right? And I applied there 7 times before that. On the 7th time, I got the job. And I liked it. I had fun. You know, you getting discounts on sneakers. You can wear shorts at work. It was cool.
Right.
Bro, school started back. I went back to dormant. I think it was one time they needed me to come to work, and I had some shit I felt like was better to do, and I was pissed. And I said, you know what? Fuck it. I never went back.
Done deal, yeah.
Because you know, when you feel like you can get it on your own,
it
only take 1 or twice for a job to inconvenience you, you be out. So it's like, why even?
I remember, I think this is the last job I actually had. I remember this day vividly. Yo, the last job I had was 2016. I actually was valet parking cars, right? I was a valet attendant. And literally, you know, as valet, like, you really make the bulk of your money on the tips.
Right.
Hell, they got me at, like, Somerset Medical Hospital, some shit, right? Like, up there. So, literally, everybody pull up, you know, valet park their car, whatnot. And this was my first day at a new location. And, you know, they had, like, a supervisor there, whatever, that was overseeing the whole operation. I've run, and mind you, when somebody pulls up and you get their car, when you're going to retrieve the car, you got to sprint to go get the whip. Like, so I literally ran to go get this car, hustled, drove the shit up, hop out the car, open it, put my arm behind my back or whatever on some like butler type shit. And the dude goes in his pocket to give me like a $10 bill. And the supervisor that's overseeing the whole operation on this day comes and like takes the tip. So in my mind, I'm like, oh nah. I'm like, oh nah. Like something ain't right. Like, because this is what I'm here for.
Right.
What you just took. And he's like, oh yeah, first day you don't earn tips. I said, excuse me? I said, excuse me? I said, so what are we doing here? Like, what am I here to do? Like, what is today called for me? Like, am I gonna put in 8 hours for free? Like, is that what you think is going on? Mm-hmm. So, you know, respectfully, I handed in my little vest. Yeah. Right? I took a nice little walk on back to my vehicle, jumped in, turned on my AC, and I drove on into the sunset.
You had to do all that for $10. We talking about $10.
We're talking about $10.
I gotta fight you for $10.
I was like,
what I'm here for.
I was like, oh nah. Like I really had to evaluate the decisions I was making at that point, and I'm glad I made the decision because, you know, I had to burn the ships, yo. Once you burn the ships, and you figure out like, yo, I'm going to, from this point forward, I'm gonna eat what I kill. I mean, you move different.
I think I explain that to people a lot. It's kind of like, bro, when you decide, but I had a friend of mine explain to me that sometimes I don't understand things like that. I think one of my handicaps is I look at life from a certain viewpoint, and I just don't understand the way I understand the way other people think, but I feel like I'm overly logical. So it's kind of like if 1 + 1 = 2, that's it. But most humans are more complex than that. You know, emotions come into play, things like that, and sometimes I just don't really get it, like, because I don't think that way. But one thing I try to explain to people is like, bro, when you tell yourself, it's almost nothing stronger than will, bro. You say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. Yeah. It may not come easy, but it's kind of like, for example, when you take on a new investment or a bill or whatever, let's say like moving out somewhere or something like that. Right. It's kind of like, bro, once you figure out that you can afford it, like just cut and dry, the numbers is there, you can do it, you going to do it. And I feel like a lot of times people psych themselves out of certain decisions when it's like, bro, if you say, and it's buzzwords too, I might. Right. You already mentally preparing yourself for the event that it don't work out.
I like where you're going with this.
If you say, I'm going to do this, every decision that you make when you wake up and when you go to sleep is going to be toward making that happen. Whereas with a might, right, like, I'll pass on it. I know I'm supposed to do this, but I'm not, because
one thing I try to tell people, I try to jump in and tell people, like, you have to change the way how you even say this statement. Is like, a lot of times people are finite in saying like, I can't because, right? And that's like, and it's just like, yo, it's no possible way because you already said you can't because. I say you have to shift your way from thinking I can't because to say I can if, ... Exactly. Right? When you start kind of shaping questions in that way and saying I can do something if, you start to like pull down new ways.
You plant a seed.
Absolutely.
You gave yourself the excuses already. Right. And some people do that on purpose. Some people don't realize they're doing it. But you give yourself the excuses for when you fuck up. Yeah. Why are you not saying, yeah, I can do it? If you fuck up, whatever. But I feel like you sometimes will yourself to getting something done because you didn't leave the option. It's kind of like this is what's going to happen. So however long it take. One thing I did want to say before we went out of time, you asked, and then we went off topic, like my goals for the summer.
Yes, sir.
I feel like
final thoughts.
Yeah,
goals for the summer.
Hopefully somebody see this and feel the same way. One of the biggest, most important things to me is like impact, in the sense of, I feel like what's more important than any type of success is how many people can say that after, you know, brushing shoulders with you or meeting you or whatever, you know, their life changed a certain kind of way. I feel like that's bigger than a lot of things that, you know, the masses view as success or whatever. How many people did you have a positive effect on? How many people can say, you know, you led them to a certain thing or whatever? So I would say this summer, my biggest thing is just tapping in as far as the people I love, even people I don't know, just people around me, and building success with others and even sometimes for others when it don't even benefit me in return. Like a lot of guys, younger guys that I may have grew up with, or even, you know, I met along the way, that's like some of the habits that I broke away from, they still holding on to them, or they just may not have had, you know, like I tell people college is big because you meet so many people, you see other things, kind of get turned off by where you come from to an extent. Some guys wasn't blessed enough to even start to branch out from that. They in the same spot they've been since they was a baby. Right. It's kind of like I reach out to them. Yo, my people's having a party in Philly today. You know what I mean? I pick them up. We out. You know what I'm saying? Just to show them that they gotta go back at the end of the day. But just to show them.
It's exposure.
So this summer, I'm trying to do that in all aspects. You see, with the cash though, I'm just trying to get everybody paid. I want to see everybody be happy. I want to see everybody win. That's around me and people that I meet that I respect. Because at the end of the day, I feel like some people look at it like if I had to work so hard to get what I got, everybody else got to work hard. Nah, I got it. I got what I wanted already. Well, I'm not done, but you get what I mean. I'm comfortable to an extent. So why not help the next person just for free? Just because. You know what I'm saying? That shit come back in the long run, I think.
Yo, it will. And I value that perspective, value that opinion, bro. I appreciate you, you know what I mean, coming on this platform, bro. You're definitely a
I
black
appreciate you for having me.
Bro, we're going to do this a lot
I told
more.
you I watched the whole shit.
This is just one of many that's
one.
coming. You know what I'm saying? This is literally, next time I'm going to have a cha-ching. I'm going to have your own drop next time we come on. Right now we just make, but we're going to have the whole thing, man.
That's all we need.
Yeah, it's all we need. It's all we need.
Can you explain these to me?
Yo, you were asking about the black dollars.
Right,
So,
right.
Yo, this was an effort to launch DAP at Juneteenth. And I wanted everybody to leave with something that was experiential, right? Something that, you know what I mean? It was going to have more of a sentimental value. Yeah. And when you think about what everybody says about keep the black dollar in our community, the black-owned business, community culture, unifying black-owned businesses, I was working with some of my homies from Free University, my boy Bleeze and my boy Darian, and we were kind of brainstorming because we wanted to do our vending opportunity together.
Right.
So they were like, yo, we should do something that's going to be inviting to people. Like, people are walking past. How do we get them to stop at our booths? How do we get them to engage with us? Right. And I was like, yo, like at something like Juneteenth, people are going to be out there and they're going to be excited. It's going to be a lot. You got to dap up. You know what I'm saying? Got to dap up, man. It's only right, man. Lemongrass with the aloe. Brand for the culture. Yo, I don't know if you saw it. Did you? Yo, bro, they blew up our logo at Barcode. I saw. Bro, I woke up this morning.
Hey, listen, it's getting colossal.
It's getting there, bro. And I'm gonna tell you what the plan is. Like the plan. But these black dollars,
right? These
black dollars kind of allowed us to be an authority at Juneteenth because people were walking around like, yo, did you get your black dollar? Yo, I got my black dollar from DAP.
So this is more than, I guess, it's not really a currency, then it's more, you're supposed to take this home and frame it type thing.
Yes. At least until we start placing value on it to say, hey, when you have a black dollar, when you start coming to the events that we're gonna throw, you show your black dollar, you'll get X discount.
So that you intend to
we're gonna place the currency value on it. Definitely. And then I'm really trying to push it to the point where we're creating currency around the black dollar. So now it's like, all right, you show your black dollar at this venue and we're throwing this event, yo, you'll get $5 off. Or like your drinks are half off.
We got to collab.
We got to collab. Absolutely.
No, for real.
And here's another thing too.
Tap in.
When you think about, like, we really gonna get into black ideas right now. Like, yo,
let's get it.
Yo, NFTs, crypto, things like this black dollar idea, when you digitize it and you have a portal online and you start making like these dollar notes about it,
right?
It just places so much value on it because now someone can have, technically 100,000 digital black dollars, but then this is how we validate it in real time, in real life.
Makes sense. Let me ask you this. So it's a perfect segue. I even had a let's say, what was that, 2017?
Mm-hmm.
I did like this is when I was doing retail.
Mm-hmm.
I had like a little clothing business, and I did I guess you call that like a promo. Black Dollars Matter. So I had shirts, mugs, things like that, right? And I say that to say, as somebody that, you got years in this shit, just coming up with ideas, executing. Mm-hmm. I even find like, damn, I did do that. Like, how do you? I don't even know how to.
How do you pull from the past to bring it to the future?
Not even that. More so, what's your thoughts on? Do you think it's important? Do you think it should just be you should constantly go forward? Because you might think of shit where it's like, damn, that was dope. Like, and maybe I didn't even have the brain that I do now,
right?
Or it would be appreciated. Like, okay, that shit would have been super appreciated during quarantine because we know what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We know the climate. It's kind of like, do you have the mindset of keep moving forward, or do you try to like, damn, maybe I should pick this back up, or what? Like, how do you find yourself forgetting about like certain, like I know you was doing social push.
Yeah.
You got so many things that it's like, bro, I got shit that I done forgot about that I don't, you get what I'm saying? That
here's the thing.
somebody else may feel like that's a gold mine, but that's one of your
right. That's, not to say the throwaway, but that's just something that got you to where you are now.
Exactly.
I feel like to answer that, being someone that has created over like 32 different brand identities in 9 years, like mad different, and I would say the same with you, with the way you brand your events. Yeah. Like people might be like, yo, bring that event back. It's like, yo, dude, like you know what I'm saying? It may be something that sits in the back of your mind, and like
sometimes I feel that way,
right?
And it's like, damn, I did do that,
right?
I should bring that. So how you feel about is it more so, man, keep going forward, or is it kind of like you kind of find a middle ground? How do you deal with that? Because sometimes you become a hoarder,
right?
With it, it's like let that shit go,
right?
But
right,
it's your creation. The way other people look at it may not be the same way you look at it. So how do you deal with that?
I think that depending on what the idea is and what the expression of the idea is, no idea is gonna die. You just need to repackage it up in different ways, right? All that I'm doing now, it seems like with DAP and like even in podcasting, right? I've had podcasts in the past. I just didn't like the concepts of those podcasts, so I wanted to change them a bit. I wanted to brand them a little bit differently. So for me, the way how I approach this is I look at basically the current climate that we're in. I look at the idea and I figure out, okay, who am I trying to connect with? Who am I trying to talk to? Is this idea in its current expression going to communicate itself to the ideal audience that I want to reach? Because the audience that the idea might have been connecting with before might not be the audience that you got now. Yeah. So you got to figure out how to make it relevant. It has to be, it's all about relevancy with me at least. DAP Collectors hand sanitizer began as a handshake video series in 2017. Right? I was literally collecting I didn't know that. No cap. So yeah, like this was a natural like progression from this video series that we were doing back in 2017. And I always knew that as a what I'm gonna call like some sort of like ancillary product. Right. I'm gonna create a hand sanitizer, just like a novelty thing. Back then I knew that.
And then the timing just was
bro. When COVID hit,
what was that moment for you like?
Anthony, I'm gonna tell you
automatic. Yeah, go ahead. Huh?
When Anthony Fauci is the guy that used to sit like
I know exactly what it is.
Anthony Fauci is, you know, like head of infectious diseases for Donald Trump at the time, and now he just like sits on that board. When he came forward to say like, yo, like we should never shake hands again. We should like never include ourselves in contact. Like we should not do that as a society. I thought to myself like, yo, what culture is going to be most impacted if that were to be true? And I was like, damn, it's people of the cultural understanding of minorities, you know, urban culture. Like we're the ones that need to unify the most. So if this man of power is putting out these messages, although, you know, like call it what it is, black people, we're not going to listen to that and let that stop us. Mm-hmm. But that's a way to anchor something to a message. I felt like there was a message that needed to be said that he was not saying. Mm-hmm. So how do we further bring people together, and what's going to be the medium? What's the mechanism to bring people together? Right. And I was like, all right, bet COVID, we can't start shaking hands, whatever. I had a plug. I literally had, like, DAP was destined for what it is, bro. Right. When I was in school, I met a guy who had ties to a manufacturer, right? Manufacturing lab for chemicals, literally. So I always had this tucked away. I just didn't know when I was going to use it. Yeah. Or if I was going to use it. Yeah, right?
Because that's different.
Yeah, you never.
Not everyday.
It's not an everyday like just like loop connection.
Right.
So I always knew that I had the access to this, right? Yeah. But I didn't have a reason to even pick up the phone and say, hey, yo, I would love to have a conversation with you and talk to you about something. And that's why even I had the idea of doing that novelty product when I was doing the handshake series. One thing that people should know about me is that in all my circles, all of my friendships, all of like my social circles with my guys, like my collective, my teammates, I was creating all the dope handshakes that we was doing. That was my thing. Like I'm a social guy. Like I think my gift on this earth is to bring people together in different ways.
Right.
And if you look at my expressions of creativity, the Social Scene show was a way to bring people together and talk about social topics, social issues that we experience in our real life.
Right.
I had the first ever entrepreneurial venture I did was called the I Push the Envelope movement in 2013.
Right.
This was like something where I thought I was gonna be like a motivational speaker or some shit, and like I was literally taking envelopes, writing the word push on them, and I was empowering people to write down their goals, put them in this envelope, and keep them with them, just to remind yourself of what you promised to yourself, and then push yourself to try to achieve those incremental changes of growth every day. So all of what I was doing it's sort of they're all like chained together in some way, shape, or form.
That makes sense.
But the expressions are different. Like this is a physical, tangible product that's manufactured, produced, distributed nationwide. That we can do that, and like I just really try to get back to your original point of like, how do you keep these ideas or bring back old ideas or like figure out what to do with ideas that you feel have a plateau.
Yeah.
I just try to always try to repackage and figure out the audience. I'm very audience centric. When I'm creating an idea, I think of the marketing first.
Gotta be.
You feel me? My marketing is first. Like I'm always about like, okay, before I'm gonna do something, how will I make this exciting for people? How will I make this shit something that people
make it matter?
How can I make it matter?
Why does it matter?
Exactly. Like what is someone gonna say about this particular idea when I'm not in the room about it? What are they gonna be talking about around? What are they gonna talk about around my name or around this idea? Because one thing too is, I used to be someone that wanted to make sure that people knew that, oh, I did this idea. Like this is my idea. And I really had to mature over the years because one, I got a lifespan on earth, right? The things that I do, we're finite creatures. We're here for X amount of time until God says, yo, your time is done, then you're done. But the things, the seeds that we drop, the ideas, the events, the experiences, the tangible things that we leave behind live forever. So I'm more invested now into pouring into these ideas and making sure that that those ideas are in rooms that I'm not in, right? Like, yo, last night, the whole barcode thing, when DAP was shown on that screen, I couldn't even attend the event.
Right.
It's nuts. So I'm waking up. I woke up to see that, and I'm like,
that's what it's about, though. It's about when your name is coming up without you
being there.
That's what counts.
It's powerful.
That's how it add up. Yeah.
It's powerful. But after a while, yo, in the worlds that we get in the worlds that we're in, bro, we have it's a responsibility to do what we do, right? Like we have responsibility to the entrepreneurial community that we got to help each other. Like I have a duty to help you in the ways that I can help you. Right. Even if it's coming up with ideas, brainstorming, bouncing stuff off each other, it's my duty because as entrepreneurs, we're the ones that are creating the businesses and employing people, putting them into position to be successful. That's our obligation. So as a businessman, as a business owner, bro, we can't look down for help. I gotta look this way. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, yo, we at the top, so we looking up. It's air up there. I gotta look for help this way.
Right, exactly.
So in those breaths, man, coming up with ideas and everything, my biggest thing is literally packaging of the idea, repurposing, taking things, seeing how it was relevant then, how can it still be relevant now? What do I have to tweak about it?
From day one, that shit was so dope to me. Like you would just say, like, I got hand sanitizer.
It's a different flex, bro.
Like,
it's a whole different flex, bro. It's a whole different
100%, especially at a time like this. Flex, now you even look like you got some sense. You're caring. In the pandemic, you came up with hand sanitizer.
Yeah, bro. And you know what? Like, it's a different. it's a level of like doing this and pulling this off. Granted, I knew that I was gonna pull it off from day one. I knew it. Like it's one of those things where you have an aha moment, a eureka moment. I knew from the time that I set out to do this that what's happening now was going to happen. Yeah. Like you just know.
So is this now that's true. Is this like every entrepreneur got their lead. Yeah. If you got to give that elevator pitch, that's everybody got their number one. Yeah, I do this, but also is that
right.
Is that for you now?
That is that for me. because I feel as though DAP is universally understood in any category I would step into. Yeah. DAP has relevancy in any room that I would go into. I could go to Vegas and be trying to, attend the NBA Summer League and be able to inject DAP into that world to say, hey, look, 90% of the NBA is, African American, right? They identify with cultural value. If they're not African American, they identify with cultural value. I think that this brand and how we're building this brand, the messaging, the naming of the brand, the product, and what the product does for people identifies with the majority of your league. We should have a conversation about how we can pack this into the league, because I think your players will appreciate the experience that you're giving them more by using this brand of DAP Collector's Hand Sanitizer, right?
So when would you say was your start as far as entrepreneurship? What, 2012 you said?
Well, my entrepreneurship, my entrepreneurial journey started it started March of 2013. I was a hooper for a long time. I played basketball like a long time. I thought my jump shot looked like my shit nice. You know what I'm saying? I can shoot a little bit.
Valid. That shit hit the ground. I said, all right.
Like
it match, like you said. It match up. It add up.
Yo, real rap, man.
Real life.
Like I'm about that, and I'm an athlete, and I think being an athlete disciplined me in a certain way,
right,
to where now my mind is primed for certain things, right? But being that athlete, March of 2013, we had just come off the Sweet 16. But granted, I played at the number 3 Division III school in the country.
Right.
And we were nice. I played against this dude named Duncan Robinson, who plays on the Miami Heat now. He was in our conference when we played. Like, now he's in the A. He went to Michigan after the year we played. He's a freshman of the year, killed. Yeah. Like, them type players. Go to D3 1 year and like
talent,
nuts. Like, he's not supposed to be a D3 athlete.
Right.
But so yeah, my journey started 2013, and my senior year, I came back into school my senior year, the spring fall of 2014, and my coach and I had sort of like a falling out, right? The previous year, I had already been starting this idea, so I started to have an identity, started to build like social channels, started to try to get on other campuses with this push the envelope idea. That was what I was doing.
Right.
That's what I thought was about to be like my Facebook.
Yeah.
This idea called Operation Push the Envelope, right? And I was just out here. It was raw expression. It was raw talent, just raw like curiosity.
Right.
Doing that, and what sparked that curiosity, I wouldn't be right if I didn't say that I got the inspo. My homie went to Yale. When I had a homie that went to Yale, I played basketball with him in Plainfield, and he got a scholarship to go play at Yale. 2-time Ivy League player of the year named Justin. Justin used to be like, yo, just pull up to Yale, like just come out here. Yeah. My school was like down the street from Yale. So I used to literally like walk to Yale and just be on campus, just hanging around or whatever, just like chilling, just like literally chilling.
Right.
And you start to realize that like, yo, these Ivy League students ain't no different than me. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't nothing in these students that's going to Yale that's like that I can't do. Like, so what's the difference, right? And the more I would hang around Yale and the more I would meet some of these students, I would pick up that like they were fearless to act on ideas.
Right.
Fearless. It didn't matter what the idea was, yo. They was like, yo, we going into the lab, late night tonight to just finish up the startup. We're gonna like a hackathon or some shit. Like hacking what? Like, I don't know. Like, we're just gonna try to build some shit to jump into the back end of this process and see what we come up with. Mm-hmm. So it was all experimental. It was all experience. They were just all doing experiments. And I'm like, damn, yo, I never saw that before. Coming from like Plainfield, being heavily entrenched in this hoop world, I never saw people just testing shit, just trying shit.
Right.
Even to like with knowing it's gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? We don't come from that cloth where it's like, yo, you just try. We always trying to hit the grand slam on the first at bat.
Yeah.
We trying to
or fuck it.
Yeah. Or like, nah, this one don't work. So seeing that was like, yo, you got to just start getting on base. You got to start getting on base. You got to start the trial and error process has to start. And 2013 was a good year. 2014, I came back to school. Me and my coach had a falling out, so I forewent my senior season of hoop. Mm-hmm. And I was literally, that was my burn the ships moment. That was like, yo, we're out here in New Haven, Connecticut. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to figure out what's going to make the next 18 years as fruitful as the first 18 I was playing basketball. Right. I'm going to dedicate the next 18 to what I was doing the first 18. And, you know, I just started to try these things and try to make them just kind of fold itself over into the next win. And before I knew it, you know, it was a long time I was misunderstood, right? Like the expressions didn't add up. They weren't lucrative. And many times as entrepreneurs in business, bro, the way how we keep score is how much money you making. Yeah. That's the new score, right? It's like how much like the money that you're bringing in. That's how that's the numbers on the board, right? We point to the scoreboard. It's like, all right, how much money did this event make? How much product you selling, right? Or how much currency, how much value are you building? How many people are you hiring? You know what I'm saying? How many people in your organization? Da da da. So when I started to understand these things and like really dial in that, yo, this game is a marathon. Like Nipsey said it the best, yo, it really is a marathon, bro. It's a marathon because the one thing you can't deny is that you just gotta let some time happen, right? Time has to happen for people's minds to mature, to understand the way how you express yourself, especially if you're like a big picture thinker like us, right? And it shapes you. It shapes me, man. And I think that's what people gotta, you know, people that are experiencing me or looking into my snow globe of a world. Yeah. That's where it's all coming from, bro. Yeah,
duality is important.
Yeah,
like it's balance, really.
It is, bro.
Like you just see different parts of life in the world. You can always tell people that only seen one thing.
Yeah.
You could tell people that have been in different rooms or in different situations where it's like, you know, they appreciate certain things for what they are, but they want more. Yeah. They seen more.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
and it's like, yo, here's the thing, right? At some point in all of our lives, we decide what we're here to do. What's our gift? What's our like skill? What we're good at? From when we decide, when we find that point, the minute we don't act on moving towards that, we're wasting our time. We're making the conscious decision to waste our time.
Right.
When you figure out the moment, the two most important days in our lives are the day we're born and the day we find out why.
I like that one.
Real rap. when you realize why you're here and you say, "Oh, cool, I know what I'm here to do," and I'm not gonna do it, you're wasting. You literally are saying, "Yo, I'm gonna waste my time for X amount of time until I get on that track to do what I know I'm here to do."
Right.
You feel me? And so many people, like, it's a beautiful thing, man. Because again, I'm just so happy to be around another like mine. Because yo, I think we're just of course, it's gonna be a lifelong commitment to this process, to this grind. Like, you know what I mean? We're gonna keep doing this. Like, I'm gonna be building company for the rest of my life, dude. Like, these are the cards I was dealt. I'm gonna be building brands, building companies, selling ideas for the rest of my life. Like, and I think that, like, for people to understand me and like for people to really know why I tick this way is that, yo, I'm trying to climb a mountain that historically has no top. You just climbing. Like, I'm just climbing this mountain, yo. Exactly. Like, but I'm happily climbing this mountain, yo. And I'm like, damn, yo, I'm gonna get there. But
the choice, I think, is just something that's put in certain people's brain where it's like, win, lose, or draw, it's gonna be on my terms.
Oh yeah.
It's just like kind of like to continue to equate back to sports. It's just like the guy that want to take the last shot. Even if I miss, I'm taking it.
I'm shooting this ball.
I'm shooting it. Nobody else is shooting it. And if we lose, oh well, I'm gonna take that. It's kind of like that attitude that some people is born with, which is like, if whatever way it's gonna go, it's gonna be on my terms. I'm gonna climb that mountain, and if I get to the top, the imaginary top, cool. If I land somewhere in the middle, that's cool.
Right.
If I stay near the bottom the whole time, at least I did what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just a certain way of thinking, whereas some people, I mean, safe route, it's just not for me.
And you know why those guys who take that last shot and win, lose, or draw, make or miss, they still feel comfortable doing that? Because they take that shot every day in practice. Yeah. They shoot that same shot under the same conditions, the time running out. They take that same shot every damn day. Yeah. So when the game on the line, they're like, yo, I shoot this shot every day. And the team honestly, if they miss the shot, the team gonna be like, yo, that was a good shot, bro. That was a good shot. We can't get mad at that. You take that shot every day. Yeah. So in that same situation, it's like, all right, if the things that we're doing don't pan out, it's like, yo, we know the kind of work that we put in every single day that people don't see, that make us confident to stand there and do what's necessary to do to try to get a win, a big win that everybody gonna eat up. Because if the person who sacrificed to take the last shot, if he makes the last shot, the team gets to celebrate. If he misses, it's on him.
Exactly.
If he misses,
you gotta be fine with that.
You gotta be okay with that.
Because we got people like that too, where it's like, all right, if I make it, but if I miss, it's everybody's fault. Nah, you gotta that's not a leader.
Right. So, but I think too, man, it's like, I mean, our generation just needs to hear more of this. They gotta hear more of this, and they gotta know, like, like we make the conscious decision to stick our neck outs for the potential chance to get it chopped off. Yeah. Like real talk, like that, bro. And I think I stated on the Black Idea Got Pod before, but I might not have. But like, yo, for this to be possible, yo, I had to sit across from a very wealthy man, right? And like tell this man, yo, you have great things y'all produce here in your facility. You have a beautiful facility here. However, these products that you make here, and this product specifically that I'm interested in absorbing as my own, right? That I'm gonna brand, I'm gonna give a face to, I'm gonna be able to package this and present it to people. This product will never see the light of day in a community that I come from with $1 trillion spending power if it's not through me. Imagine that, bro. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting across from a guy that's done this 2 and 3 times my age, right? And I'm telling him, like, yo, listen, like, you like what y'all doing here? Yeah, we've been doing it for 30 years. All right, cool. Well, this right here is never gonna see this market if it ain't through me. Right. How do you and like that? He's like, yo, like how do you turn that down? You can't turn.
Take a lot of nerve.
Yo, bro, I'm talking about, bro, like, and I'm in this man's facility, in his establishment, talking like I got like big make type talk, like big chest, like. And yo, it really comes from just the knowing and the confidence. And what I've learned too, like a lot of older entrepreneurs, guys that are more seasoned doing this, they respect that kind of confidence in a younger person. Right. When you stand there saying bold statements and like you can back them up and you're kind of thorough, not to say kind of, but you're thorough in your approach, bro, they know, they recognize. Right. Because you're gonna be a resemblance of them when they were you. When they were your age. Right. That's what I'm starting to realize, yo.
Yeah, they recognize it. They see it and they know that if you would come and say that, you serious.
Oh, yeah.
You can't make that up. It's some things that you can't fake. It's some things that you just cannot fake, especially to somebody that been in that chair before.
Yes.
So it's like when you come and you knew to even talk like that, it's something there. Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely like with this whole, I guess, like walk of life. Yeah. It's just like you said, it is a major responsibility. And I feel like that's something that I started to realize within the last, let's say, 2 years. It's definitely a major responsibility, and you kind of signing up for more than just, I work for myself. It's bigger than that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's one of the things, not the only thing, but that's one of the things that pushes you to a different level. Once you realize it's bigger than just doing a business or making a couple quick flips. Like, right. Nah, it's like different.
It's bigger. It's really
all
bigger.
This shit, like you said, is still here when you're gone.
Yep.
The memories.
Yep.
Whatever physical items that you have, moments and things like that, that's here for good. Yep. And they get passed down, and only you can really decide how important it is. If it's major enough to where people is hanging plaques of black dollars on their wall, or people is hanging plaques of pictures from your event, whatever the case may be, framing, boxes of your clothing or your shoes, things like that. That's up to you to push it how big you want it to be. But once you realize that it is bigger than just a day-to-day thing, I feel like that's when people tap into that next level. Yeah. And like you said, we the ones that's employing people or inspiring the next, upcoming, or we the ones that's distracting from all the negativity
Right.
or giving outlets, to turn negative into positive. So it's just like it's a major responsibility that you can't overlook.
Yeah. And the only way to really prepare for it is just to let time happen. You got to jump into the fire and get yourself comfortable with being in fire. Like sometimes people used to ask me like, "Yo, like what do you do? What do you do?" I'm like, I tell them, "Yo, I'm a fireman. I put out fires." Yeah. Like that's what I do. I put out fires day to day because you'll wake up, and I think you posted about this. Like, yo, you woke up and like, yo, you have no control over your day. You don't know what kind of issues the person that might be in your organization has, and they're going to project or pass on to you. Now you have to immediately. You just wake up, and now you're like, okay, let me get into the day, and now we got to go be a fireman.
Got to, and it's just kind of like, and if you don't save the day, nobody will.
Ain't nobody gonna save the day, but you.
Nobody will. And sometimes you have the urge to just say, man, fuck y'all gonna figure it out.
Right.
But it's like you really realize if you don't do nothing, shit gonna burn down.
Yep.
Like you said.
Yep.
If you don't, you the last line of defense. So it's kind of like, yeah, you just gotta find it in you. And if it's really for you, it's not hard.
Right.
It's just there. It's kind of like a button.
Right.
It's important. Like you said, it's important though. Sometimes you gotta detach. Gotta definitely self-care.
Have to.
And recharge and things like that, utilize do not disturb, utilize different things. And that also comes with delegating when you have people that can kind of those people can defer to when you're not around, that helps. But it's just like you got to have that in you where you just tapped in and it's a button.
Yeah.
That's right there. You just hit and it's go.
Yeah.
Because that split decision or that, 1 second hesitation, that shit could be, you could lose money, you could lose a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? You got to always be in that mode. And I feel like, that comes with time, come with practice, like you said. Mm-hmm. It just come with, but you always got to work towards that. I feel like you always got to be wanting to get to that Mamba mentality, like how they say. You got to want to get there because that's optimal. That's when you at 10 out of 10. So.
How do you feel about like the perception of entertainment versus the realities of entertainment?
That's right. Elaborate.
Like knowing the business from a stand of like people on social media are, everyone's a character. Not to say everyone's a character, but everyone is coming forth with their. It seems like all right, within everyone there's a gimmick, right? The gimmick could be real life. This is who you are, whatever. It's still sort of like a identity, or it's a character in ways. We all are. Our social media selves are characters, right? Like Mogul Make, though that's me. That's who I'm. That's my alias. That's my character on social media. Mm-hmm. That just so happens to be doing everything that I'm really doing in my real life.
Right.
This is who I'm projecting. For people who believe the hype, right? Or for people who look at celebrities, right? And try to mimic that lifestyle. Mm. What would you have to say to someone how do you bring to the point of understanding that, yo, it's levels. It's two different levels to what you think is really going on that's going on. And to not feed so far into it to the point where it knocks you off.
It's kind of an answer that you give to the person that's in that chair, and it's an answer that you give to the person, like you said, that's watching. It's kind of like, ultimately, the person in that chair needs that.
Right.
That's the people that's spending the money. That's the people that are pushing him or her further.
Yeah.
The people that's really believing it, or the people that's really engulfed in it, they kind of make it larger than life.
Yeah.
They push you to that point. So it's kind of like, it's hard to say, but on that other end, you just got to stay true to self.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like you said, Mogul Make, when I met you, you presented yourself as Al.
Yeah. At the time, I was making him say Al. Right.
At the same time,
I was making him say Al.
At the same time, that don't mean that that's not the same person, like you said.
Right.
But that's what you're presenting, one side of you or one facet of what you do.
Right.
And it's like one thing I learned, because I had my era. So I'll just speak from first person. I had my time where it was kind of like I damn near wanted to quit a lot of things. Not to say I wanted to just go get a job. I still knew that entrepreneurship was the way for me, but certain, business ventures that I was on, I wanted to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Events being one of them. I just didn't feel like, I felt like I had missed. I feel like my timing was off. And I felt like I missed my time. I feel like, and a lot of it was Instagram. And I didn't even realize it was subconscious. I had an older friend of mine point out to me, bro, you gotta run your own race. And that's like a saying that's popular when you look at a track meet.
Right.
You're never gonna win looking in the lane next to you.
Facts.
And to go even deeper than that, when you get into entertainment versus reality, first of all, you never know what somebody had to go through, give up, pay. Right. You go on to get what they showing you on there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all a matter of perspective. You never know. You can find out that, what this person had to do to get what they got, I would never do that.
Right.
I wouldn't even be interested in doing that. Flip side, what comes with it, somebody can look at my Instagram and say, I want to be like him, but you find out what comes with that and you would never.
Right.
It's kind of like you have to remember that the shit is just a snapshot.
Facts.
And we don't live life in snapshots. Life is literally 24 hours a day.
It's nonstop.
I could take a picture of anything. A lot of old heads say like, don't you can't pour syrup on shit and call it pancakes. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just a picture. And the picture for that split second could look like anything. But, real life is real life. So I would tell that person, you can definitely aspire. There's nothing wrong with that. We all got people that we motivated by. I'm motivated by certain people on the gram. You being one of them. It's a lot of people I just on the gram. I'm like, damn, like, all right. But you can't go to an extent of you feel like that's everything. Because for better or for worse, somebody could be a scumbag or a loser in real life.
Right.
But the gram is just hitting a certain way.
Right.
You never know. And I feel like people forget, like, okay, the gram can align with real life, but it doesn't always. Mm-hmm. It's just the gram. Mm-hmm. It's literally, you have to use it for what it is. It's Instagram, and that's it. So I feel like that would be my advice to somebody like that. Because you can get lost. I was fucked up, like, just off the, damn, this person, then they pulled that off. Yeah. Oh, they got that. And it's like, you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be. When really, it's your timing. It's your race. Right. It's your marathon, like you said. It ain't supposed to line up with nobody else shit.
They said Instagram, social media in general could do one of two things. It could either speed you up or slow you down.
Right.
That's literally, like, that's what it does. You see things on social media, it could slow you down from your progression, or it could speed you up to feel like, though, you got to do it so much faster. Yeah. And, like, in the game of life, and what I learned about this concept called time is, like, the only way to speed up time is to apply more pressure. The only way. Like, time is going to be time. The clock only going to tick every second at a time, right? You can't try to get 3 ticks in 1 second. Nah.
Right.
It's going to tick 1 tick. But the only way you maximize every tick is to just go harder and harder and harder and just dig deeper and deeper.
You can't invest so much into something that'd be fucking crap. One day we done woke up certain days and Instagram not even working.
OD.
And it's like, bro, that shit is, you just gotta, it's hard because, like I said, I'm an understanding person, so I get it. It's like you just gotta find it in yourself to understand that this shit is fake. Yeah. Even for the people that is real for.
Right.
Like I said, it matched for you, it matched for me. It's so many people that it's still fake.
Right.
Still.
Right.
At the end of the day, I found a way to monetize my Instagram presence. It is a persona. It's certain things that may be true all right, this is the best way to say it. It's certain things that may be true. You actually believe these things. It falls in line with your principles, but you over push it a little bit. Because you selling it. You
it's exaggeration almost.
The as friends thing. You selling that.
Right.
I'm not a robot that just, friend.
Right,
but
right.
it just, it becomes, you branding basically.
Yes, sir.
So it's kind of like, you have to understand that no matter who it is fake.
Yeah.
I done said shit up there that I don't really believe.
Yeah.
For fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another thing. I think some people just get into a pocket where they take it too serious and assume that everybody's that way. I have to explain to people. Like they say, oh, you kind of hinted at it earlier, where people start to feel entitled to you because of who you are,
Right.
You know, and it's like, you didn't text me back, or you didn't do this, but you was on the internet.
Right.
Speaking for myself, right?
Yep.
It literally takes nothing for me to open my phone and scroll through Instagram, post a story. Like, it's nothing to me, but to the next person, it's like an effort thing. Where it's like, bro, it's social media. It's a fucking app.
It don't
on the
mean
phone.
nothing. Right.
It literally means nothing.
Right.
I didn't choose to give my time to Instagram. It's literally damn near second nature at this point.
Yep.
To just open your phone and do like this. So it's kind of like, I feel like if more people took away the value from it, use it for what it's worth,
right?
But take the value away. It's just an app.
Yep.
That they can really take from us, or start charging for it, and half the people won't be up there no more.
Yep. Yep.
You know?
Yep. Nah, that's the best way. You said it best, man. You said it best. And
Instagram was $10 a month. We'd be back on. Everybody be on Twitter.
Facts.
Tomorrow. So it's kind of like, it's not that deep.
Yo, bro. I mean, I think we can go for days. Yeah. Like we can go for days with this, and like I really just appreciate having open, candid convo, and like knowing that what I'm putting down, you're picking up with the understanding of where it's coming from.
Right.
Yeah, yo. Like the formula to go viral, it just connect on an emotional level. That's why when you think about like people posting cats on the internet, or people posting pets, or like old people, most times those videos go viral, or babies. Those are things that typically connect with you on an emotional level. Right. So when you start doing other things, right, maybe black dollar bills, it connects with a population. You know what I'm saying? You start doing things. People talk about relationships, connects with people on another level.
Yeah, to you, certain things are normal because you literally, that's what you do. You come up with ideas.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have conversations with people and you see how they talk about it. And it's like, first it's like, bro, it's just like, all right, with events specifically, right?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, yo, that was the best day of my life. Like,
right.
I don't understand. And sometimes it be the event that you be like, that was cool.
Right.
But it'd be like they have a certain, you know, for whatever, such and such happened that day and I was just all fucked up. And, you know, and when it comes to people, like you said, you see how they interact with your ideas, or you may post a recap, somebody repost it, or you may, you know, whatever the case may be, it kind of brings it into a perspective where you, like you said, you got to stand back and be like, yo, this shit I'm doing is serious.
Right.
It's not a game at all. Or somebody may just tell you how you impacted them, or, you know, they remember, like that's like somebody walking up to you on the street and like, I remember I pushed the envelope. I remember that because I had my affirmation that it's just like, damn, like I'm really doing something important. So yeah, those moments mean the most. That's kind of like one of the main things that keep you going, because like, all right, it actually matters for some other than just me just being somebody that just pushes ideas all day. It's actually having an effect on something.
What's your thoughts on Jersey right now, on the climate of New Jersey? From the nightlife scene, from the culture, Jersey support Jersey, any angle you want to take into trying to capture the Jersey vibe, the Jersey scene, like it could be you could take it from the angle of Jersey versus New York, Jersey versus the world, Jersey versus like what is Jersey to you?
I think I'm gonna touch on 2 points.
Hey, go crazy.
Number one, please, if I forget to do number 2, remind me.
I got you.
Number 1, I would say is, I think we're going in the right direction. We just need to continue to, you know, eliminate the one thing about Jersey. Okay, so every state kind of is known for their certain thing. Like New York, people known for being rude, aggressive, obnoxious. You know what I'm saying? Jersey, I feel like, is the state of people that just want to be just too cool for everything. Everybody's too cool for everything.
Everybody's so cool.
Everybody's just so fucking cool. And I feel like that's a handicap, because it's kind of like everybody wants to be like, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think we should continue. I feel like what's been happening is the right people, the real cool people that's not trying to be cool or don't equate coolness with I'm against the grain of everything. I feel like those people is being pushed to the forefront.
Right.
And the more you do that, the state will go further.
It balances out.
Exactly. So I feel like that should continue. I just feel like with the whole Jersey, it's just such a nobody is. It's not that Jersey don't support Jersey. I think it's just everybody just want to be in their own pocket.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do their own thing.
It's cliquey.
Another thing and it's not number 2, but it's just a 1B.
In additional, yeah.
Jersey is small, but it's a lot of people. And I feel like sometimes I understand why it is the way it is. Like I had a friend that moved to Atlanta and said he's a personal trainer. Yeah, bro, other trainers reach out to me and we build and things like that. That's cool, but when you look at it, like, for example, I'm from Newark. So you got Newark, East Orange, Irvington, Essex County is so many cities right on top of each other, right? I'm one promoter. The next promoter is down the street from me. And it's only a certain amount of venues.
Right,
and it's thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
So it's kind of like I take a certain attitude towards it, and my friends kind of make fun of me a little bit sometimes about it because I just always had like you said, eat what you kill.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I'm not a snake, but I'm going to win. I'm going to be number one. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, you got to be that way because there's so many people. I can't be buddy. This shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Mama mentality type of thing. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, I get both ends because there's so many, it's not a lot of space.
Right.
Whereas Atlanta, yeah, you got a lot of people. It's a city, but you got a lot of space. It's a lot of venues.
Right.
There's a lot of,
There's no crossover.
We can share.
Right.
So, that's one thing. I feel like it get misconstrued as a Jersey. People hate other Jersey people. Mm-hmm. I think with those two things is important. It's just a lot of people and not a lot of space. And then another thing, just people just being too fucking cool for everything. And I would say, too, one thing that people got to accept in life, the same guy that told me to run my own race told me this. My boy Keys. I'm going to shout him out.
Shout out to Keys.
He said this right here. He said, bro, hot is hot. He told me this when I wanted to quit. Hot is hot. And that goes into timing. Some things or people, it's just not hot.
Yo,
it's just not hot, bro. You got to accept it. It's just not hot.
Yo,
it may be hot to an extent.
Fact.
When you hot, let's talk about music because usually the whole Jersey don't support Jersey. It be with music when people say it. Fact. So let's talk about music, right? We are in that age bracket where we saw the whole Chicago thing, how that shit was like a mega, like that shit blew up to a beyond earth, right? It was that hot.
Yeah.
Chief Keef was so hot that if you was rapping and in that city, you had a chance to get rich.
Right.
Automatically.
Right.
We can name over 10 artists that got popping literally off the strength of a certain genre.
Yeah.
And I know they were just handing out deals like lollipops.
Yep.
It's that hot. Whereas here, right, let's say Fetty Wap, right, on fire.
Yep.
But it was Fetty Wap. It wasn't like a Jersey, he happened to be from Jersey.
Right.
But it wasn't specific to that. Everybody has their time. It was a time where if you was from New York, you could get on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a time where if you from Chicago, you could get on. Our time just ain't come yet. Ain't nobody come with that just overly hot sound where it's like, yo, if you rapping like this nigga, you can get on right now.
Get on, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Even right now, Detroit kind of coming up a little bit. They seem like they about to have a moment. It's just timing with a lot of things. And it's literally, do people fuck with it that much? Just because you got 10,000 people that fuck with you don't mean you world hot or country hot.
Right.
And I feel like that get overlooked sometime, and I hate to be that person because then they say you hating.
Oh,
but
no.
It's really just like, bro, you might not be that hot. You might not be
There's
that hot
nothing
yet.
wrong. It's like that's a perspective. People just got to be okay with understanding, like you said, like if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. The theory is brilliant. Like it's really that simple.
You don't gotta ask.
Right.
People forget. Now I'm a historian of everything that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Jersey had a run, for sure. Naughty by Nature, Queen Latifah, all that, they had a run where it's like, all right, if you lit and from Jersey, you can get on.
Yeah.
Even what's his name? Raekwon from Wu-Tang, he had the video saying like, yo, we was emulating Jersey rappers and Jersey guys. We was emulating them. So it was a run. It just take for a sound or a face that's hot enough where it automatically just pass on to everybody else. You don't get that every day. That's a once in a lifetime, at least once every 2 or 3 decades thing. And people just, I don't think they think that far. It's kind of like, if I'm not winning, it's because nobody's supporting me.
Right.
Nah.
So you think based on that, on that perspective, it's like it's easier to get on when there's a collection of people that are like building sort of a movement in this new sound or in this new brand of creativity.
Ultimately,
yeah,
that's true. Yes, but ultimately, it just got to be that hot.
It just got to be
hot. It
hot.
just has to be.
I agree.
There's no way around that.
I agree.
You have 30 people doing the same thing, and they popping in their own right. But if the whatever they pushing is not hot, you didn't have to ask nobody to fuck with that.
Oh yeah, nah. You're right.
I ain't see you do no over leg work or with certain events. You have the events where you gotta really, and then you had the ones from the moment you post the flyer, you knew what it was hitting for.
Yep.
Because it's hot like that.
Yeah. And
I feel like people have like a false sense of how hot they are, or they know, and it's just easier to pass the buck and say it's because you're not getting the support you're looking for. So it's a lot of those things. The first thing I said was Jersey people feel like they too cool, so we gonna keep it 100.
I agree.
It's on us too, but I feel like that's changing a little bit now that the right people is in the forefront. People that's not that type, dickhead.
Yeah. Yo, man, bro, we had my man Cash come down, kick it, parlay. Talk, drop a lot of gems, and to sign out.
Right.
What do you want the people to know? What are some words that we could take away from? You gave us a lot of words, bro. Like we exchanged a lot. This was like a fireside chat. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even like it never supposed to be just like an interview because we could have conversation. The conversation that we have on the phone, we literally have one here. Yeah, exactly. So like I guess what are you looking forward towards your career, like the future? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can we expect? What can we expect, like, to see more from you?
I just want to, I don't know, like, it's going to sound corny, but I just want to continue to grow. I just want to, anything that I did already, I want to do something bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like.
And tip the bottle girls.
So
let's talk about tip the bottle
girls, man.
Yo.
Tip the bottle girls.
Yo.
Stop that.
You're leading the movement with,
You see?
Tip the bottle, yo.
I appreciate the flowers. Because I've been seeing ever since that little rant that day. See, look, what happened was I dropped that. I knew what was gonna happen. You know how it be when you drop a little seed. I got 1,000. First of all, I got like at least 30 followers from like bottle girls, bartender. They reposting it, and the next thing I know, I ain't been to one party yet where I ain't see 101.
Yo, tip the bottle girls. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
That's everybody too cool.
Right.
I paid such and such for my bottle. Why would I tip them? Listen, if you pay for the bottle and you ain't got at least a dub just for the tip, you ain't needed. What you getting bottles for?
Right.
Should have been home.
It should be expected now to tip. So if you going, so basically we're stating the precedent right now, man. Cash said, "Yo, you gonna buy the bottle, keep an additional dub, a 50 clip, a hundo.
Because you want the show.
Right.
That's what I said. If you want to walk up to the bar and receive your bottle and walk it back to wherever you standing at, you don't got to tip nobody.
Right.
But if you want the lights and you want the
Yeah.
You going to record it.
Yeah.
Pay that bread. That's it. Just pay the bread, bro. Just pay the bread. Or don't do it. How Jordan said, you don't got to play by my rules. You don't have to play.
Right. Nah, yo, it's that simple. It's that simple, man. So we gonna see y'all at the pool parties. We gonna see y'all at all the scenes and tip the bottle girls, yo.
Yeah, can we tip the bottle girls in $black or that's not cool?
Honestly, I will.
Gotta mix it in.
Yo, we gonna have to mix the black. Honestly, we could tip them. We could tip real money, and then yo, the $black is dope to me, yo. I love this shit, yo. Like this is cool, but and truthfully too though, I'm not someone that likes to show like real money. Because I be feeling like, don't get me wrong, we done been in the strip club together, so.
That's different.
It's totally different.
Strip club is different.
It's different. I'll be in there with my bands out.
But a picture with money.
I
don't get it.
Yo, truthfully told, like counting wads of money is actually boring. Like I it's boring to me. I don't get a kick out of so at one point, I had a business doing cars. I was flipping cars.
Right. Tip the hookah girls too.
Tip the hookah ladies too.
Tip everybody. Pay people.
Tip the hookah ladies.
What's up? Everybody getting money right now. You're not gonna tell me you ain't getting money right now.
Real rap.
Pay everybody.
Real rap. That's fair. It's only fair, yo.
Pay everybody.
And we're getting older now. People are actually getting money. You know, people are
We
working.
grown.
We're grown. People are getting money.
Tip everybody. Yo, it used to be a joke when we was young. Bro, I look at people a certain way when you say, "Oh, I ain't tipping." What? What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's not cool. I don't know. Listen, bro. I'm out of words. Just tip people. Pay people for their service, bro.
I respect it. I definitely respect it, man. And yeah, man. We gonna cap it right here, y'all. My brother, bro. I appreciate you, man, bro. We gonna be doing this for a long time, bro. Like we gonna be the ones that's like, remember when like Drake and Kendrick and Cole, they all came up together.
Right.
Like they all was in that crop, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. So, you know, hopefully as we bubble and fizzle, like, and all it really takes, man, Hov said it the best, yo, you only gotta be right once, bro. Like, only gotta be right once. You gotta be right one time. And that'll account for all the L's. When you right one time, all the wrongs, people forget about them. And they just polarize. It's hyper focus on what that win was. So, you know, I think
need some of these at the events. No dap, no entry.
No dap, no entry.
Push that.
No dap, no entry.
We need to sign at the door.
He the gatekeeper, yo.
No dap, no entry.
Cash the gatekeeper. No dap, no entry. Y'all heard it here, man. Like I love that policy. I like that policy. You feel me? Yo, man, we gonna do some special things, bro. I'm excited, bro. I'm a fan of you, man. Like, bro, keep grinding, keep growing, keep just putting people on in position, bro. Like, keep being authentic, keep being selfless, and like keep that spirit that you have, because I'm telling you, I be tapping through your stuff, and I be watching your stories. I see you on the scene. I be like, it's just a good vibe when I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also just be wary too, man. Like, you know, keep your circle tight, because you never know what these people outside that circle how they be feeling about you on the outside. You know what I'm saying? It's always a whole bunch of weirdos out here.
For sure.
Like, it's a lot of weirdos.
Gotta stay
out
militant.
Here.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Have fun. You gotta enjoy life, but you gotta stay militant.
Yeah. So, you know, let's just run shit up, man. Let's just keep that score on the board high.
Right.
You know? Yo, man, make out, man. Black Guy Dig Out Pod. We coming out soon. All that.